Okay. All right. So, this is okay, just so y'all know, welcome. Hi. Hello. How are you? Thank you for being here. I'm trying to do this live streaming for this read for the month of February. So, if you don't know me, welcome. My name is Tiara, the spiritual Valkyrie with Queens with Lit Dreams. I am a psychic transformation specialist, a dream interpreter and activator, and I also am a professional numerologist. So I am really excited that I'm here, and we're making things work. Okay, I'm trying some new things, so make sure y'all leave comments and let me know exactly how you feel, what you would like to see more of, and going from there. So let's hop right on in. This is your February 2025 monthly numerology reading and intuitive insights. So with that being said, like I said, I'm a numerologist, so I do base things off of the numerology as well as any intuitive hits that I get or downloads. And the more I do this, the more you'll see while you're here. And like sometimes downloads just kind of come through, and we're just gonna set the space for that. Okay. So when I do the readings, if you haven't seen any of my other videos, I usually do them based off of your personal year number, not necessarily your life path number, because everybody has their own path, but the personal year energy. And if you don't know how to calculate your personal year energy, or your personal year number, all you have to do is take your birth month, the number in your birth month, and the number in your birthday, and then the year, current year, not your birth year, but your current year. You're going to reduce those down to single digits, and you're going to add them all up together. Then whatever you get, if it's a double digit, then you reduce that to a single digit, and that's the personal year that you have. Okay, so I'll put an example in the description box, and then you can know which personal year number is for you, which reading is for you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the collective energy, and then I'm going to talk about your personal year energy, and we'll look into that. We'll just have a little bit of a conversation per se, and then go from there. So yeah, I don't know about y'all, but January has been one for the books. It's been one for the books, and I am very much happy that we're moving into February and a different energy. Now, I know a lot of what happened in February. Like, you can check out some of the February readings that you have for your personal year. I did them each year has a different video, but one of the collective things that came up during this month was like how you're processing things, how you're moving through shifts, what you need to let go of, what needs to be removed from your life, and there was a lot of processing for a lot of people, and me included. So with that being said, we're moving into a different month, and if you are interested in knowing what each month of this year is going to look like energetically, and need some tips and tricks on how to navigate that energy through each month of this year, go ahead, click the link in the description box. But I created a calendar, a wall calendar. It's called The Essence of Benevolence. This is a numerology guide to success. This calendar, this is my second year doing the calendars, and this calendar is absolutely amazing. It tells you each month exactly what the energy is and how to infuse more benevolence in your life. Because if you don't know, the key in this year is to find benevolence. It's a hidden gem. So when I talk about hidden gems, know that I'm talking about each month we have hidden gems that we want to discuss. So this is January. This is what the energy was for January. And then each month has its own energy reads, and I went through and did it. A lot of people have gotten this calendar so far. They love it. They loved it last year. go ahead and get you that calendar, okay? Because it really has a lot of good gems in it that is going to support you throughout the year. So with that being said, I want to show you what February looks like. and every time, so y'all know, like I'm a psychic medium. I channel. I do a lot of work in my field, and I've been doing this for years. And when I channel, just like anybody else who channels, they may not even remember what comes through because we are channeling what comes through in that sense. And so when I did this calendar, I remember it took me so long to actually get the information because I was channeling, but it was like a lot coming, and I had to focus it on what the purpose is of this year and what we want to get out of it versus like all the drama, all the craziness that's happening, and how we want to navigate it with benevolence, you know? So I remember specifically that February, a lot of information was coming up around celebrities, around politicians, around what the picture is on the outside versus what it actually is on the inside, and what it is in general. And so so go ahead and take a look at this calendar. This is the page for February 2025. Okay, I'll read this off to you, and then we'll just go from there. Okay, so here is February 2025. This is a universal 2-month, by the way. So if you don't know, we go through 9-month cycles, 9-year cycles. We're currently in a universal 9-year, and January was a universal 1 month. And so now February is going to be a universal 2-month. And if you are watching this before February, just know that this is the energy that you're walking into, which is cool. So it says, February promises to be a revealing month. Our perceptions of luxury, wealth, and fame will be significantly influenced, bringing our ideals of the perfect or desirable life into focus. We will come to understand that not everything that glitters is gold and sparkles is clean. It is primarily our pride that obstructs the path between our meaningful life and the illusions we've created. We have clung to these notions without allowing our egos to step aside so our higher selves can guide us. As the reality of celebrity culture becomes more transparent, what will resonate with you? How will you navigate life when you lead solely with your higher self? Free from ego, gunk, and clutter, embracing compassion, love, and the understanding that unity is the way forward. This month, it's essential to rest and recharge, as the energy from those around us will demand more of our attention. Finding joy in our connections may be challenging, but there is always something to celebrate. We just need to seek it within ourselves and each other. Additionally, karma will play a significant role this month. So be prepared for more endings and listen to the wisdom of your higher self for guidance on what to do next. To infuse more benevolence into your life, the Universal 2-month invites you to look for the silver lining and reflect on the questions without the illusion and fake BS. Who think no one is watching? So, what a way to start February. And I want y'all to really take in what I just read. This is the energetic read for the collective. And we're gonna move into the personal energies for this month. Now, when I look at the personal energies and the universal energies, just in case you don't know, the universal energies are more about what's happening in the collective and how it can possibly show up in your life in a sense. You may see it around everybody, but it's energies that are affecting the collective. When you have your personal year energy and your personal month energy, those are energies that are in your day-to-day, that's in your life, that's affecting you. It may show up differently for you, plus what happens in the collective. So just be aware that when I do these readings and I talk about what your personal energy is, it may not resonate with everybody who's in the same year. However, you want to take a look deeper into how this may show up for you every day, or how it may show up for you day to day throughout the month. Okay, these are the activities that are taking place in your life at the moment. So I talked a little bit about the celebrity culture. That's something that comes up, but a lot of what I have channeled, going into the collective energy in that sense, a lot of what I have channeled was, prior to even getting on this live, is there's going to be, where we're just going to start seeing things differently. We already have been seeing things differently, and identity crisis and things are shifting a lot for people right now, because you are finding yourself seeing that things are not as you thought they were. And when we go to space, when we're in spaces where we notice things are not what we thought they were, and how we feel like what we've learned is not true, and what we experience is, it's kind of defined who we were or who we are, and that in itself is just an experience. And so you're now witnessing yourself shifting. You're shifting the dynamic. You're shifting in frequency. Not everybody is. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some people are staying at the frequency that they are, which is why there's a separation. But you may, if you're watching this video, 9 times out of 10, you're shifting out of the frequency where you identify with all of these things. And so now you're seeing everything that sparkles isn't clean, everything that glitters isn't gold, and you are finding that dynamic of like re-identifying with yourself. Now, I talked a little bit about this in my 2024 forecast for the year, and I'm just like, by the end of the year, we're not going to identify with the same things we identified with before. And so that is like carrying over into this energy. Now, to talk about what a universal 2-month is, besides the calendar, please understand, get your calendar. But the number 2 is all about collaborations, partnerships, relationships. It's about supporting people. It's about connecting with your intuition and connecting with your soul, and being able to be patient. It's about patience. It's about really starting to look deeper into the spiritual adjustments that need to be made to match your physical changes. So we had a lot of physical changes last year. That's why not last year, this past January. There's a lot of physical changes, a lot of things happening. And so what the 2-month does is brings you an opportunity to rest and recoup on what has happened. Allow your spirit to show up in a way that it wasn't able to in the 1 month, if that makes sense. So the 1 is all about the ego, but the 2 is about the spirit too. So just keep that in mind. Okay. So the collective energies, we're like, we're looking at it, but we can make it through. We can make it through. So I did pull a few cards for the collective. And one of the cards, and it'll be linked in the description what cards they are. This is my numerology deck, but the first card that came up was the number 27, which is spiritual partnership. And ironically, that card came out in reverse, but I don't do reverse for my oracle decks, but I thought it was interesting, so I do want to point that out. And then the second card was the number 33, which is communication. The third one is the number 77, which is spirituality. Fourth is the parenting card, which is the number 63. And the last card that came out was actually the number 6, which is love. So I am going to say, again, you may be finding that not only is your identity shifting, but your connections, your relationships, your partnerships are shifting. And when I say shifting, I mean, it could be shifting frequencies to where you're identifying with a higher frequency. You're identifying with a different state of mind, a different state of being, and beliefs, and things that have been trying to fall off will continue to fall off this month. But your partnerships, your connections are kind of in the forefront of this. So as I said in the forecast, like your energy is going to, people are going to be kind of wanting more of it, and more, it's going to be requiring the attention from you in that sense. And 2 is the supportive energy. So be mindful that your partnerships, your connections, your family, all of these things, like all of this is going to be affected significantly during this month. So I really want people to know that you want to move past your illusions in a sense. And I think it's going to show up in ways that you wouldn't even know how it looks until the end of the month. Let's just be real. Or actually, there's around April, May time, you'll start seeing how February's connections have been impacting, or February's spiritual connections and spiritual involvements have been impacting you during that time. So yeah, let's see. Spiritual adjustments to match your physical. Yes. Allow spirit to show up in a way that wasn't able to in the 1 month. Exactly. So this is the time that we really want to do this. Now, as far as the communication card, and thank you so much, B. It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you. So communication, the 33 card, the communication card is more so focused on creatively communicating and utilizing different ways of communication, whether it's through the forms of art or verbalizing, doing videos, whatever it is that you want to do to communicate. It can show up as like a blockage in our ability to feel heard or feel seen. And so the two actually is giving you the opportunity to show up in a way that and kind of gives you, like, it's daring you to give you that space of communicating in a way that you haven't been able to before. And so I would encourage everyone to kind of take this in, allow yourself to be like, what does my heart really want to say? What is my soul desiring right now? And allow yourself to speak to yourself and hear yourself and listen to yourself and actually be able to show up in the world that is going to be unapologetic. So this is all very spiritual. I'm going to tell you right now, the energy is going to be a very spiritual month. It is going to be a very spiritual time. And everything is going to shift. Now, I know I'm not an astrologer. However, I know we did have the new moon, as of yesterday, which is the 29th of January. And the dreams have been impacted significantly. I don't know about anybody else. Put in the comments, let me know if your dreams have been active but cloudy, because I do get that a lot. Even for me, they were active, but they were cloudy and like foggy, maybe hard to remember some of the things, but you're dreaming, you're going through these things. So I feel like a lot of people are processing. If you're a dreamer and you're someone who has vivid dreams, you probably are processing through your dreams. But this last new moon has been wild in the dream realm. And I'm like, as of this morning, there were so many dreams that I had that I was like, oh, we're going through some shifts right now. Collectively, we're going through some shifts. And I personally am going through some shifts. So just know that this is the two energy that comes up. Now, take note, when you have, when in numerology, the energy of the next month or the next year usually comes in at the end of that month or the end of that year. So for 2025, the energy started seeping in back in November, mid-November. And if you want to look back at what happened in November, it kind of was giving you hints of what 2025 was going to be looking like. So that's the same thing with this monthly energy. The energy starts to come in at the end of the month, and literally it started coming in as of yesterday with this new moon. So just know that this month is going to be a very spiritual month for the collective. Okay. Now the parenting card came up and the love card came up. And when I see this parenting card, it's like a lot of, the parenting could be like, you can be a parent. It could refer to your children. It could refer to your relationships. It could refer to your own parents. If they're still around, like there's a connection here that's going to be showing up around parents' wounds and parenting connections. You could even be in a relationship that you may feel like you're parenting other people, or in that you're parenting the person that your partner, whoever you're in a relationship with. And that even goes to dealing with their parenting wounds and the things that are coming up. So if this resonates with you, just take time to really focus on your inner child, because you're going to have to parent your inner child at this point. That is a big thing that's coming up, parenting your inner child. and also showing up with more love in different ways that we expected it. We have to redefine what love looks like for us, and by the end of the month, that's exactly what's about to happen. If you haven't done it already, those of you who have been doing the work and been doing what you need to do, good job, but like those of you who are struggling with it maybe, or don't know exactly how to go, just know that this month is giving you the opportunity to start looking at like past the illusions of what you thought love was supposed to be in your life. I'm not even talking about just relationships. I'm talking about self-love, talking about your love with your family, love with your friends, love with your relationships in general, love for your purpose, love for, your career, love for all these different things. And we have to push past some of the illusions, because the two energy actually can bring this to the surface, and what we think it is versus what spirit is telling us can be two different things. No pun intended. So keep in mind that your inner child is actually going to be showing up a lot this month, but know that this is literally about who you want to become, and allowing your spirit to drive you in the sense of like, okay, what can I do for myself? Who am I when no one's looking? How can I show up for myself in that way? How can I show up for others authentically? So yeah. So that's pretty much like a different collective energy for everybody in the collective. And let me know in the comments if it's actually resonating so far. But it is something that I see that is actually about to take place. And if you are on this spiritual journey, which if you're here, you are, if you're on a spiritual journey and you're really trying to decide how to maneuver or trying to learn how to navigate, definitely click the link. I'm going to put the links here in the description box, but I do have, and if you're watching this before February 7th, I do have a workshop. It's from my Intuitively Me workshop series, and it is about understanding your spiritual gifts. So we're going to be talking all about the different clairs and how you can tap into your gifts. Some people have strong gifts through their dreams if they're clairvoyant, or they have strong gifts through their knowing if they're claircognizant. So there's different ways of like connecting to your spiritual gifts. And I've done this workshop before, and I really think it was a very supportive workshop. And if you are looking to connect deeply with your guides and also with your gifts, and just kind of get some direction on how you want to navigate it throughout this year and moving forward as of like who you are at this moment as you transition to a higher frequency, then go ahead and check it out at queenswithlitdreams.com. And I hope to see y'all there. Okay, so had to put my little plug in there, but let's get to the personal year numbers. Now, again, check to see what your personal year number is, and we'll get started from there. Now, I think I hope I can put some timestamps on here, but we'll see. Do the dreams right now. Yeah, the dreams were wild. I'm gonna be honest. The dreams were wild. I literally woke up this morning and I was like, oh, we really going there. And I'm glad I was able to connect some of my dreams with the collective energy, because a lot of stuff was happening, but people are going to start seeing that what you need to know is going to show up in your dreams, what you're ignoring, and what didn't have enough time to show up this past month, will start showing up in February. They'll start showing up. So, all right, so let's do the personal year number 1. Personal year number 1. So if you checked out my last month's forecast, I talked a little bit about what the year was going to look like for the personal year ones. And if you've seen it, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. But I talked a little bit more about what the year looks like for you. So this month, February 2025, for you is a personal month 3. Okay. Now, when we look at this energy, I always tell people the personal month is still impacted by the universal month. So we know we're in a universal 2 month, but this is your personal 3 month. And that month is very much about becoming a little bit more social. It's about creativity. The 3 energy is about like connection. And you'll find that there's a little bit more of you wanting to step out, pop out, do more things in your life. The 1 and the 3 energy, and I say 1 because you're a person of 1 year, but the 1 energy is all about new beginnings and everything, and like it's about your ego. It's about the self and like expression of self. And then the 3 energy is about creative expression. So not only about expressing yourself, but like it's about creative expression. And so how that looks for you is going to be determined in that sense. Now, I do say that the message that's coming up for y'all is that there's going to be time where you have to really start making the bridge, not even a bridge, but like for real, just have that connection of spiritual connection, spiritual allowance, and making sure that there's you're allowing to express from spirit, not necessarily just from ego or gut, but like you're supposed to express from spirit right now. Allow that to happen and allow that to be somewhere, like allow that to be what it is that you are truly making it a goal to be. It's like being authentically you and expressing yourself in a way that you need to. Now, the 3 energy can be a little bit scattered. The energy of 3 can also bring disappointment around the illusion of like your society and your environment. So you can find that you are maybe not connecting with the same people that you were connecting with before. And you may find that there are people that can be pretty jealous of you if you are deciding to step out into a spiritual career or any type of career. I do see some people are like bringing more clothing out, like maybe hoodies or like jewelry, and like starting to do more creative like pursuits. And so with that being said, I think it's important that you just make sure that you're not allowing jealousy or envy to disrupt your path in this sense, because I do feel like a lot of energy is going to become apparent. Now, in relation to the 2 energy, please keep in mind that partnerships are coming up as well too during this month. So keep in mind that there's some people out here who you can work with, and there's some people out here you can't. So just keep that in mind. Let's see. What do my personal year number 1s need to know? What is it that they need to know? I did get the love card again for y'all. The love card came out again. So this could be in your relationships. Okay. So what is it that I want all my personal year 1s to actually think about this? When it comes to this month of February, you're going to need to know what it is that you are holding on to that you're not ready to let go of yet. Okay, I do feel like this is a lot of people may be going through some personal love relationships at the moment, but what I see is that there's a connection, particularly a connection. Take what resonates, take and leave what doesn't. There's a connection that is not. It's a loving connection. It's romantic. Possibly there's a possible romantic connection. I do see for some people that there's a friend here that has romantic feelings for you. However, it may not be like official. Y'all may have not actually dated or anything of that sort, but there are some blockages here that are taking place. And I do feel that it is something that can sometimes, it's something that sometimes you feel it in your gut that you're like, I need to move forward, or I need to extend love in a different way. I need to extend compassion in a different way. So let's see, because the love card came out, but then also the rebirth card, which is the number 16, came out, and then the surrender card came out, which is number 91. Now, I will say that this is also showing like 1 and 6 and 9 and 1. These are the numbers that are showing up. And this is about you. Your personal year is about you. It's about whatever it is you need to let go of and surrender to, it comes from you allowing yourself to love yourself enough to move forward out of trying to appeal to other people. I do see like there's just a little bit of appealing to other people. And this came out. This is the Unshakable Peace deck. And it says the number 34, you are the image maker. What you focus on manifests. What thought pattern do you need to shift? And this is the card here. Look at that. And tell me about it. Personal year ones, there's nobody there with this person. There's mountains, there's a road. You're on this journey yourself. And that's what I'm getting is like all of this one energy, all of this 6 energy, the 9 energy, it's about releasing, it's about surrendering, it's about allowing. And if you're not willing to allow, if you're not willing to surrender, then you'll find that you may be blocking your blessings, just to say. So during this month, I want you to keep in mind that your thought patterns, and because it's a one energy, pay attention to your mind and what you're thinking. So your thought patterns, your imagination, dare to imagine, dare to allow, and dare to remove and shed and leave and go and cheer yourself on in the meantime. But these connections that you may feel like there's a spiritual connection to these people or a person, just know that everybody's on their own journey. And that was one of the hidden gems that I learned when I channeled this year. It's like everyone is on their own journey, and you're supposed to allow them to be on their journey. You're supposed to allow yourself to be on yours. So kind of get more excited about what that can look like for you, and don't get too bogged down by everybody's emotions behind it, because 2 is an emotional month. The universal 2 energy can be very emotional. Okay, it's very sensitive. So a lot of people are going to be sensitive right now. So just know that you have to focus on you. You have to focus on what you need. And there's a rebirth that's waiting to happen. But in order for it to happen, you need to surrender and allow it to. That's the message. So, so that's that. I hope that helps. Let me know in the comments if you identify with that, if you feel connected to that. But just know that this month for you is going to be a month where new things are coming for you, and you just have to allow it to happen. But don't think that because, things are going to be changing doesn't mean it's in your, it's not the best for you. It's always going to be in your best interest. You just have to keep thinking that. So, all right, that's for my personal year number 1s in the 30 month. Now let's move forward to the personal year number 2s. Personal year number 2s. Oh man. So you are in a personal month number 4. Okay. My personal year 2s are in a personal month 4 this month of February 2025. Now 4 energy, it is an energy that I can respect and is necessary. So 4 is all about the it holds the energy of organization, foundations, action. So being very action oriented. It's about getting your ducks in a row. It's about consolidating. And so if you've heard my videos before, there's 2 numbers in the 9-year cycle that are about consolidating and resting, and that will be the number 4 and the number 7. So so the 4 and the 7 energy have like consolidation energy. Now with this 4 month, being in the 4 month during your 2 year, because you're in a 2 year, which means you're already being way more sensitive than you thought that you would be. Okay. And so a lot of sensitivity is happening right now, given also that it's a universal 2 month. So the energy is very sensitive at the moment. Now, with that being said, you will see, and this is just a collective thing and a personal thing, there will be more shedding. There will be more releasing happening during this time. So you don't want to be in a space that is trying to hold on to those things, because the 4 energy is about your box, 4 sides to the box. What doesn't fit in the box needs to be removed from the box, because you're consolidating. Okay. And this is a time that if you are looking to, really start building your foundations and getting your grounding together, and really starting to get in touch with what grounds you, this would be the perfect time to do it during this month of February. Again, everybody's on their own personal journey, so just take what resonates and what doesn't. But the 4 energy is about getting things together. So this is a good time for you also to like get your taxes together, and get things in order for you. Now, some cards did come out just now, but man, interesting. It's interesting that I mentioned what the consolidation energies are. Wow. Okay. Well, here we go. I wasn't expecting all of these, actually, but here we are. So we got for the number 2, personal 2 months. I mean, personal 2 years. Sorry. You have the number 99, which is compassion. That was the first card that came out. The second card that came out was the number 7, which is personal growth. Personal growth. The number 87, which is synchronicity. Please remember that these are like, look at the numbers that are coming up. 99, 7, 87. Then, and I'm going to take this like the 3 cards at a time because actually 6 cards came out. But I'm looking at this as in the beginning of this month, and then this part here is at the end of the month. So let's talk about the beginning of the month first, which is 99, 7, 87. So these 3 cards is coming up, and I'm thinking like, ooh, whatever happened to y'all this past month in January, somebody's feelings got hurt. I'm gonna be honest, I am sending compassion to you. I noticed in my last month reading that a lot of relationships was coming up, and you're this year you're actually in a space where you're handling a lot of like the karmic cycles of your relationships. So so I feel like this past month somebody really kind of shifted your thinking a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit more pessimistic side of like connecting with people, but there was like optimism coming through as well. So so when this 99 card comes up, it's actually asking you to extend more compassion towards yourself and towards others. And with 99, please remember 9 is the ending of things. So with 99, not only is it a humanitarian number, but it's a number where you're connecting with people on an intimate and compassionate level. It's a number of gifting in a sense. So this is more so, and I'm getting for that card is more so talking about you needed to connect more with your compassion, inner compassion and benevolence, and extending that to yourself, because I feel like you're being really hard on yourself around why certain relationships weren't really connecting, or you had to let go of some things. I do feel like somebody kind of hurt your feelings in a sense of like maybe even ghosting, or maybe feeling like you put in a lot of work and you don't know exactly like what the results of are of that work that you put in. So just don't be too hard on yourself, because everything happens for a reason. Everything is aligned exactly where it needs to be for you. Okay. The 7 being a personal growth, and then the 87 being synchronicity. So in the center of that is personal growth. At the end of the day, again, 4 and 7 are 2 peas in a pot in a sense. So so that 7 energy is about spiritual connection. It's about, bringing that energy into your physicality, like bringing that energy of what you learned into your physical world. And it is very internal. So a lot of internal growth is going to be taking place this month, and they're asking you to bring in what it is that that you learned from these connections or from these experiences. I even see like some people maybe have left a job, or maybe making a shift in their work, in their career. And so it's just a lot of growth that's taking place, and you're really trying to learn how to navigate in this new frequency with that growth. The 87 synchronicity, 8 is about karma, 8 is about what you put in is what you get out, but 7 is on a spiritual level as well too. So the synchronicities, this card is asking you for this month to actually pay attention to some of the things that kind of just like happen. And so you see the turn on, it said made for kids. Do you know how to change that? Yes, I will change that. I don't know why that keeps making it. I don't know why that's a thing, but I will definitely change that after this live. Yeah, I'll make sure you do. Thank you so much for letting me know, because I hate when that happens. And I thought I did change it, but it's okay. We'll figure that out. Thank you so much though. But yeah, so like this month is, they're asking you to pay attention to the synchronicities, pay attention to some of the little hidden coincidences or things that are happening based off of what you're thinking about yourself as well. So keep that in mind. You're getting hints. Just be open to receiving them in the ways that they're coming. Don't try to control how that looks. Don't control any of the stuff besides how you handle your everyday life every day. Okay. So that's that. Now, at the beginning of the month, I just see that there's a lot of like hints of, oh, I learned this already and I don't have to experience this again. I won't have to experience that again. But you got to pay attention to the signs that they're giving you. They're giving you signs, but they're saying you also may not be paying attention to it. So let's move on to that. Now, at the end of the month, this is what I get. The first card that came up for the end of the month, and this is kind of how it happens. Spirit will give it to you the way that they need it. Number 10, which is the Karmic Completion card. Great stuff. And number 1, which is the New Beginnings card. And number 41, which is the Self-Discipline card. Now, the beginning of the month, I feel like it's a lot of reflection on what took place, okay? The end of the month is what I get excited about for y'all, is because the Karmic Completion card is literally saying, like, you don't have to, exactly what I'm saying. You don't have to go through those same karmic cycles again, okay? Like, you don't have to experience what you were experiencing before. You've done a lot of personal growth. You don't have to experience that anymore. Now, the 1 and the 41, remember all of these cards, 10, 1, and 41 all have the number 1 in it, which means you're going to have to be focusing on yourself and get down to the nitty gritty of what it is you need to be doing. So the karmic completion is taking place. Spiritually, there's a karmic cycle that had completed. Then the number 1 is like the new beginnings that are trying to come through. So once you end something, something new is coming through. And then there's a 41, which is all about the self-discipline. It's asking you to show up for yourself. It's asking you to show up in a way that you didn't, that you haven't before. And to whatever dream that you do have, I do see some of y'all, like, whatever dream you do have, they're wanting you to buckle down and get to it. This is the perfect month to start buckling down. And I mean, like, I know during 4 personal months, you can start, like, say you have a business, but you want to rebrand. This is a good time to rebrand, or at least start, like, designing the website that you want to have, designing what it is that you want to do, or like start planning exactly how you want to go about things. This is literally talking about you becoming very disciplined in your goals and discipline in your dreams, and giving a practical experience to some of the spiritual things that have happened in your life. So you may be feeling like spiritually you are vibrating at a different frequency now, but this month is calling for you to physically bring some discipline into how you're navigating it, how you're pushing yourself forward, how you're moving in that direction. And that'll give you some insight on how that looks for you. So I'm going to pull this one card on the Unshakable Peace deck for y'all. All right. Makes sense. It's the number 21. Great Awakening. Walk in your truth. Stand firm in your light. How can you trust yourself more? This is that card. Man, look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Again, this is another card that is about standing in your own light. And this is also about how you decide to go and take that journey through your goals, your dreams, and how you want to do this. Like, it's all about alignment. And the Great Awakening makes a lot of sense. After karmic cycles, after really hard times, you're going to find yourself being in a space that you're like, oh, I have new things. I want to do this. I want to do that. But this is about walking in your truth. Stand firm in your light. And so how can you trust yourself more? To have more discipline, you have to trust that you can do it and believe that you can do it. So when you have that discipline, it's the same way while we eat better, we got to go to work out, we got to do all these things. So, like, start trusting yourself. Start doing better. And congratulate yourself, because by the end of this month, you're going to be starting something completely different. And it's good because you're going to be moving into a time of change, a time of connection, and a time of focus. So, yeah, that is the read for the person on your 2s. Please let me know in the comments if you are connecting to that message. If you're a person on your 2, let me know. So let's move into make my notes here. All right, we go into the personal year 3 energy. Personal year 3 energy. So, yeah, personal year 3s, man, what a year to be in a personal year 3. Now, if you're in a personal year 3, then your personal month energy for February 2025 is the number 5. You're in a personal month number 5, okay? Now, with that, 5 is the energy of change. It's the energy of adventure. It is the energy the number that governs emotion. Okay, so now please understand that this is a universal month 2, and you're in a personal month 5, which means there's a lot of emotions taking place. There's a lot of things that are going to be coming up. And for this month, I want you to expect the unexpected. I always say this about 5 energy: expect the unexpected. You don't know what's about to come up for you, but this is a time when you really start moving from the heart. This is where you are going to start asking the right questions that are driven from the heart. And that means also with, all the illusions that are taking place, all the things that are showing up, you're going to start asking yourself from the heart, like, what do I identify with? What makes sense for me? What is it that I need to change in my life to move in a higher frequency? So I do see like there's like a vibration, and it's like moving, but it's like kind of getting hit with like a glass ceiling or a visible barrier. There's something there. And what this is actually going to be the shift, like the decision that you need to make. That's what this barrier is, and that's what's going to help you move up. So making this the shift and the decision is what's going to help you move up to that higher frequency that you're supposed to be going to. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna pull some cards. It's gonna be fun. This month, it's going to be a lot of emotions. I'm going to be honest. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to, I am seeing somebody is like, and this came up for other people, but like, I feel like there's some envy here or jealousy or something where people are just not happy. People are not happy. I don't know why, but it's not my decision. It's not my responsibility, nor is it your responsibility to, pay attention to why people are unhappy. But you do have a path that you need to go. And that's actually going to start changing significantly right now. Woo. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Let's get one more. Golly. All right. So the connections and the relationships are the same. Like they're still showing up. Okay. They're still showing up. I don't know. This may be a theme for everybody right now, but the connections and relationships are showing up. We also are in the 2 universal months, so the relationships are still going to be showing up. The cards that came up for you is the number 66, which is healing. That's the healing card. The number 77, 66, 77, which is spirituality. And then the number 63, which also came out again in the collective energy, parenting. That's the parenting card. And then again, the number 6, love. That's the love card. So I am going to say I won't be surprised if there is a connection that's being made during this year. I mean, this month and this year. Let's just be real. But the 2 energy brings us to a space where we're so invested in our feelings and we care about how we feel, but we also care about what other people are feeling. And so there is a connection here when it comes to when I say the healing card, this card comes up because this is a good time for you to actually work on your healing. So remember, I mentioned in the monthly energy of the Universal 2, it's going to bring a space and time for you to rest and also focus on allowing your spirit to show up and catch up to the physical changes that are happening. And one of those ways that you can actually do that is through healing modalities. So whether you're I can see you like getting readings or seeing practitioners. It could be Reiki, it could be an acupuncturist, or it could be sound bath, and like you're going and you're seeing different healers at this moment because a lot again has been taking place. You you're in a month that you're going to be doing a lot of shifting and a lot of adjusting and a lot of adventurous change. So the healing that needs to take place during this month for you is required because you want to be in a space that you're very foundationally set. Now, last month, as in January, you probably were in a space that you were like really trying to get grounded. And now it's like energy starting to move really quickly for you. So this month is going to be a little quick. But they want you to make sure that you're not losing touch with your spirituality. So this also means like really still creating a practice and creating that space of like meditating or giving offerings to your altar or giving gratitude and connecting still with your spirituality throughout this month. The 5 energy, it is very easy to lose touch with your spirituality because you're more so in tune with your emotions, but you don't realize that the emotions stem from a spiritual connection that you've had in not just this life, but in other lives and with other people. So because we're already going to be more sensitive this month, pay attention to how you're grounding yourself and healing yourself at the same time. So I would still say like, go with your practitioners, create a system or a foundational like connection with a healer or with, if you're getting a reading and you're trying to understand exactly what direction to go, because I do feel like there's some directional things that's happening here and you're like, I don't know. But direction and peace, I'm getting peace as well too, like keeping that peace within yourself. And then like really starting to move out of just like actively doing things out of reaction versus like actually thinking about how you want to be intentional with your life in that sense. There's a lot of intentional things. There's a lot of things coming up actually, but that's what happens with the 5 energy. Like the 5 energy will have you having all types of stuff happening. So the parenting card, again, if you have children, again, okay, those of you, there's groups of y'all. There's different groups of y'all. For some of y'all, if you have children, they're wanting you to actually be more involved with them in a different space, in a different light, in a spiritual light. Yeah, there's some things there. There's another group of you that actually are in relationships with people that you feel like you have to parent. I don't know why this keeps coming up, but it's coming up, and that's just a thing. Like, you're gonna have to make those changes to where you're not parenting someone else, a grown person. Do not parent a grown person, okay? So there's that, and then there's also stuff with like the connection of parenting wounds, and I think this kind of goes with a lot of people, regardless of what group you fall under. But the parenting wounds, the mother wound, the father wound, and actually starting to do the healing around that, connecting with your parents a little bit more. During this time, it is just something that they're going to probably requiring more of. And this is also going for people who parents are here and parents who are not here. So parents who are not here, there are people that parents who are not on this physical plane that they're wanting to connect with. And also there's a sense of feeling lost and like no direction. There's again the direction part. So you feel like you may be going in a different direction but don't know what that looks like. So but they're showing that the wounds that are showing up for you right now are due to the parenting wounds, and through the healing modalities that you should be going through this month, you're going to be connecting with your parents in that sense. Whether you have a good relationship or not, they're healing just as much as you are. We're all in a space of healing. So just keep in mind that that's what's going to be happening at the moment, and a lot of that parenting, any of the issues within the parenting or the inner child, your inner child, and needed to parent your inner child, is going to push through. And that in itself creates love. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you find people in your life right now that are showing you reflections of the illusion you created of what you thought love was and how that is connected to your parenting wounds. Expect the unexpected. That is the 5 energy. That's the 5 energy, and it governs emotions. So be aware that that's what's about to be taking place. That's what's about to happen. What a message. So let's pull a card for you from the Unshakable Peace deck. Any messages for the personal month 5s, person year 3s? Any messages? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. It's the number 26, soul alignment. It's time for a radical change. How can you show up for yourself in ways you never have before? I mean, look at that. Again, it's like higher self connecting with the literal magic of life, and like how there's so much here. There's so much happening here. But one thing I'm noticing is, again, you're on this journey yourself, and there is a space of change. There's going to be a lot of changing happening. And again, like I said earlier, I see this like frequency, and it's like whatever shift needs to happen, whatever radical change needs to happen is what's going to get you past that ceiling, and you're able to vibrate higher. So with that being said, the question you want to ask yourself on the daily is, how can you show up for yourself? How can you do something different than you have been before? They always say insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So what can you change to show up better and like vibrate higher and move past this like barrier that you're at right now? So that is a message for the person on your 3s. Thank you so much for listening. If you're here with me, thank you so much for being here with me and connecting. Put it in the comments. Let me know if it resonates with you. And if you want a personal reading, let me know as well. I have my sessions available, and I'll put them in the description box as well too after this live. So that is the personal year 3s. Now we're going to move forward to the personal year 4s. My personal year 4s. Yeah. If you are in, he said, that's so beautiful. I'm so happy to hear spirit making intergenerational healing together. Yes. Like I'm really excited about the healing aspect that comes from like so much destructive energy, you know, because there's so many right things that come from this. But like, I love to hear when spirit is aligning and you're aligning and people and family are aligning. It's amazing to see, because although we're on our own journey, like the healing that we do actually connects and heals other people too. So yes, I'm excited. So yeah, the personal year 4s. If you are a personal year 4, that means February 2025 is a personal month number 6 for you. Okay. You are in a great, interesting space. Now, let's talk about the connection between the 6-month personal month and the 2 universal month. Okay. 6 and 2 energies go hand in hand in a sense where they all are about connection. They are all about relationships. They are all about your balance and how you balance your relationships, how you balance, you know, your life in a sense, and how you heal through this balance. So, this month, I would not be surprised, honestly, if you are really starting to experience like the cycles and patterns that are showing up in your family. And like, when I say that, it can be different things. Like some people may have some substance abuse. I do see that substance abuse, or they may have like really self-limiting beliefs, or really harsh lessons that need to be learned. And because of that, they are experiencing this shift and are needing your support. I'm gonna just say that now. They're needing your support. Your family's gonna be needing you more. And you're gonna start seeing like, how can I separate my energy from that energy? And how can I also separate my energy from that energy, as well as supporting them in a loving and compassionate way. So this is, the energy is the energy, and that's what's happening. So this is more of a support. You're going to have to start showing up for people a little bit more this month, showing up for them, showing up in a way that is very non-judgmental, and allowing people to be in spaces that they're in. However, you still need to protect your energy and know that you're still you're still making in your journey of alignment. And sometimes people can't go with you on that journey. Sometimes people can't move with you on that journey. However, that doesn't mean you can't be there for them. You can't and it's, there's some people, there's a group of y'all that I can see and feel that it's like you're the caretaker of your family, whether you are the child or the adult, or the parent, the son, the daughter, whoever, so like you're more of a caretaker, and you're the one who's actually seeing what the actual issues are, and you're going to want to speak on it and address it a lot more. It is one of those things where you're trying to vibrate a lot higher, and noticing these things around you, again, breaking those illusions and moving out of that space. You're going to start seeing that these habits that your family has, or that your friendships have, or like things that you're showing in your environment, people around you in your environment, they have these habits, they have these beliefs, they are thinking certain things, and it's not conducive for them. It's not healthy for them. And then you're also going to start noticing the health differences in the people that are experiencing this. Now, I'm not getting as super big on health things, but I do feel that there are certain commonalities that you'll see, and like even like how somebody walks. They may limp on the right side, or they may, have knee issues, or they may be, so there's going to be things that you're maybe picking up on. And I'm just getting that they want you to still extend a lot more compassion, and allow yourself to learn how to protect your energy while still giving to others. This is not the time to be selfish this month. This is the time to give and support. But don't burn yourself out. Don't give from an empty cup. Still take care of yourself. Okay. So let's pull some cards for you right now. Again, you're in a personal year 4. So just be aware that you still want to be on top of your stuff. Be on top of your stuff when it comes to what you need to do and what fits in your box and what doesn't. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Oh, all right. That one flew out. Okay. Good. All right. So first card that came out for you was the number 41, which is self-discipline. This also came out for another group. Again, 63, the parenting card. The parenting card, I keep telling you can't make this up, man. And 32 is the music card. Oh, I'm getting some things with that. And then the last card is the number 93, which is the happy ending card. Yes, which I love to see at the end of any group of cards. Okay, so this month, given that it's a 6 month, the calling for you, the self-discipline call is calling for you, because 41 is about discipline. 4 is about discipline. 1 is about the self, which is hence the self-discipline card. Now, this is why I was just talking about it, like, still buckle down on what you need to do for your life, for yourself. And I do see that, again, what I mentioned earlier about family and parents and children and all of these people who are in your environment right now they're going to be showing you what is maybe like really limiting for you as well too. And so, like, wow, so many family things. Yeah, like it's a lot of family stuff happening. And so keep in mind that you don't have to allow your parent wounds and your issues that you may have with your family to actually stop you from what you need to be doing for yourself. Again, not a time to be selfish. It's a time to be giving, but it's a time that you really want to focus on getting your frequency up and giving from a full cup versus an empty cup. Okay. So don't be surprised. This whole like energy of envy and jealousy is coming up. This group I'm getting more so as like a cousin, or take what resonates, but like a cousin or a sibling or someone immediate. It could be a family friend that you may consider a cousin. We call each other cousins all the time. But like it's very interesting how this is showing up, because I do feel that there is some type of jealousy or something of some sort where it's like they get to do it, but why can't I? They get to do this. everyone likes this person, but why don't they like me? Or like, it's more so just like they want to admire you, or they may have admired you at one point, and now it's just like it feels like there's like jealousy there. Again, not really your problem, but but just know that that energy is going to be impacting you, because we are all connected as one. And what we don't realize is that we are very sensitive. This is a sensitive month that we're moving into. So just know that the energy that you start feeling from people, that's going to be coming up for you. That's going to be coming up, and it's going to be a time where you have to decide, am I going to vibrate at that level, or am I going to move above it? You can still be there for people you love without compromising your frequency and energy, and like your allowance of self-love. Okay? Just know that. And then the music card that comes up, I love this card so much because 32. So 3 and 2. 3 is about creativity. It's about fun energy. 2 is about the connection with self. I mean, with partners and collaborations. And like this is an intuitive number. It's a feeling number. And you're in a energy where you need balance. So this is giving more balance in your life. Music is about, creating the life that you really, really want through frequency, which is a frequency through sound. So if you are someone who is you play an instrument, or you listen to binaural beats, that was the first thing that came up, was the binaural beats that came up when I saw that card. But binaural beats, and like being very intentional about the music that you're listening to, which means now that you're in the 6th month and it's about balance, you want to have that balance of, I'm paying attention to the energy that I'm taking in, and I'm paying attention to the energy that I'm giving out, and you want to kind of balance that out. So a way to do that is to listen to music and have a good time. And please understand that, and I was in a personal month 6 in January. The music has been helpful. I'm gonna be honest. When you get down and bogged out, like, you gotta listen to some music, you gotta dance, you gotta move your energy a lot more, to really start building yourself back up and giving yourself that more that confidence. Do not get lost in the sauce, okay? Don't get lost in all the family drama or the family issues or the family things that are taking place, even with your friendships, okay? So, and also know that you can listen to binaural beats that are intentionally for your mother wounds and father wounds and things that you want to talk about in your inner child, your inner child. So you can listen to music for that. I think that you listening to music that you enjoyed as a child is parenting that inner child of yours, and is healing that inner child of yours. So that's a way, that's a method. And then the last card is the 93 happy endings card. That means, please be aware, things are shedding for you. You're in a personal year 4, so that means you're taking things out of your box. And that means that there are some endings that are coming, but they're happy ones. And I love to see it. Okay, I love to see it. Yes, the music. Yeah, I love to see the happy endings card, because it brings about a space of like, there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's hope. And I want you to know that there's hope. You have what it takes for you to do the healing that you need, but they want you to remember that you're the one who, especially if you're watching this, you're the one who is going to kind of lead the way on how you're going to navigate, or how to navigate healing energy through filling your own cup. Healing energy through filling your own cup. That was an interesting thing. Healing energy through, they keep saying it, healing energy through filling your own cup. All right, let's see. Let's get it. Oh, well, that came out. Okay. Man, I'm telling y'all. All right, so this is from the Unshakable Peace deck. It's the number 27. The universe rewards motion. What guided action can you take today? So this is the energy. All these cards that have been coming up for everybody right now has been like one person in there taking their own journey, doing their own thing. Now, like, again, this card comes up because it's showing like, you got to do something. The number 4, personal year 4, is about action and taking action over what you want your life to look like. What ducks do you want to get in a row? What action do you want to take in order to create something new in your life? And that's exactly what this card is. It's like the universe is going to meet you halfway as long as you're doing the work, as long as you're taking action on what it is that you want to do for yourself. And that can be the smallest thing, as in waking up and deciding that you're going to be happy. Waking up and deciding that you're not going to allow your family to dictate how you feel. Waking up and deciding to listen to music and dance and move and get your alignment together, get your frequency high so that you can start the day right. It can be any decision you make, how you show up. You said what year? So we're on personal year 4. Yeah, I'm on a 4. But yeah, that's how you show up, So think about how you want to meet the universe halfway. This would be a good time to decide like what that looks like for you. Okay? So what guided action can you take today? Think about it. Take it in. Let that be your question for the month. And then decide like how you want to show up for yourself in this month. Okay? So that is my personal year 4s. Now we are moving into the personal year 5s. Personal year 5s. Oh, okay. Stuff is already. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm kind of going out a little order, but this is what's coming up. All right. Personal year 5. So let's talk about y'all's year. So you're in a personal year 5, which means February 2025 is a personal month number 7. Okay. Man. Man, oh man. Okay, so personal year 5s. All right, so if you don't know, if you don't know, the year 5 is all about change and unexpected change. Okay, so just know that this is what's happening. Just expect it to come. Okay, expect the unexpected. Now, the 7th month, which means this past January was like a very active month, okay? It was very active with the 6 energy. It was probably a lot of family stuff, a lot of relationship stuff, a lot of shifting in your relationships with your family and also with any relationship, romantic, friendship, connections with coworkers, whatever. There's been a lot of shifting taking place, and that's the energy overall for you in that sense is going to be a 5 energy that is about change and shift. So, the thing with the 7 is the 7 energy is about really going inward. So if you don't remember what I said, there's 2 years and 2 months of consolidation, and that would be the 4 month and the 7 month, or the 4 year and the 7 year. So the 7 energy is about introspection. It's about going within, taking a good deep dive in your own spiritual understanding or understanding of what has taken place already, and then starting to plan on what you want the rest of the year to look like for you. So spirituality wise, this is going to be a time where you're going to be kind of inward a lot more, and you're going to start seeing some of the patterns that have come up that you want to start shifting. How did you get to this point? How did you manage to heal from this point, from whatever point it was to now? And so it can be sometimes a little isolating. I wouldn't recommend being isolated during this time, but it is going to be a time where you're probably like, I really don't feel like being around a lot of people. And that is okay. Just take time to really take in what it is that you're experiencing and then how you want to move forward. Also, this would be a good time for you to like do some journaling, meditating, and really just like introspection and being in that space. Now, in the connection with the 2 universal month, the 7 and the 2 can work hand in hand, given that 7 can be a little annoyed with 2 sometimes, simply because 7 is all about like, let me learn my own lessons and let me be in myself, and I need to move in that way. Whereas 2 is kind of like, let me help others. Let me be around other people. And so in relation to the 7 energy with that 2 energy, you want to know that you're still going to be impacted by other people. So you just want to navigate it in a sense that you're hyper-focused in a sense of how you show up in this impacted energy by other people, if that makes sense. So, so the first card that came up, again, the number 63, which is the parenting card. Oh my goodness. 63 parenting card. I mean, that was literally the first card that came up. And then the number 1, which is new beginnings. New beginnings. I like to see it. Number 5, which is change. Number 5 is the change card. And then number 48, which is financial discipline. That's the financial discipline card. So what I'm getting from all of this, 1, a parenting card. I can't say this enough. I'm pretty sure this has come out for like literally everybody so far. And it was also the collective energy. So the parenting card, please understand that what's happening with your family and what's going on with your wounds and inner child. Now this group, I'm getting more so this inner child stuff. So like working on the inner child wounds. Inner child wounds. And you've actually been doing a lot of good work on this, and it's been working very well so far. It may not feel like it at the moment. It may feel like it's just kind of drowning, but just know like you're going to be able to start being seen in a way that you weren't seen before. And I do feel like that's a lot with this group of people that I'm connecting with, is showing up and feeling like you want to be seen, but don't know how you want to show up and don't feel fully confident in being seen. And this has a lot to do with being isolated or being neglected or feeling abandoned as a child. So whoever this is, like, this is what it's connecting to you for. So connection in that realm, you're doing a lot of healing around the inner child wounds. So keep in mind that you're doing some healing work around this. Now, there are some new opportunities that are showing up. When new opportunities show up in during a 7-month, this is going to be a time where you want to, because it's going to not just be one opportunity, but it's going to be a few. So keep in mind, like, expect the unexpected, because you're in a 5-year, but during the 7-month, use your intuition, and during the 2 universal month, use your intuition to discern like what opportunities you want to take and what opportunities are best and most aligned for you. Okay, so not every opportunity is aligned for you. Not every connection you make is the best connection for you. Take the lessons that are supposed to come, but I just do feel like there's going to be multiple opportunities that are showing up, and you're going to need to use your intuition wisely. That's what I'm getting with this. Use your intuition wisely, and your wisdom wisely. I'm getting there's like a lot of wisdom. This group has a lot of wisdom. A lot of people who know like the ins and outs of certain things, and people are going to want that energy from you. They're going to want you to kind of come in and tell them, oh, this is how this works. This is how that works. This is like, I've experienced this already. And based off of my experience, blah, 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 blah. And people are like listening. People are listening to what you're saying. So just keep in mind that that's what's happening, but use your intuition to really fill out what opportunities you want to take and what opportunities you don't. And you don't have to take every one, okay? But just know that like doors are opening, and that means also saying like the doors are opening for you. However, even though you don't walk through every door, that doesn't mean there's no more doors that's going to open for you. So just keep in mind, like, it's kind of just like, whatever, it happens. Like, I feel really connected to this opportunity. I don't feel really connected to that opportunity. And I just want to move in the direction that feels aligned. They're really saying you just make aligned decisions. Aligned decisions. And there's a significant change that's happening during this month for you that, even though it's happening on the physical realm, they don't want you to disregard what the spiritual aspect of that change is happening. So one of the things you want to keep in mind is like, think about what in your spirit has shifted for you to where this physical change has taken place. And does it match where you're trying to go? Doesn't match where you're trying to go. Yeah, they said, yeah, just out. They're also saying like, ask me, just ask. Ask your guides, like, hey, is this the most aligned for me? Meditate on it and then get back. Do not be forced to answer a question at that moment or make a decision at that moment. Because this financial discipline card coming out is saying, like, don't be in a space where you're just spending a bunch of money. Okay? You're spending a bunch of money. You're just kind of like putting yourself out there and just spending it all and just, flourishing and whatever it is, but that can bite you in the butt. So with the change, this also can bring up the fact that there will be more financial discipline taking place, or a more financial income that you're going to have to be disciplined with. So I would say during this time, because it could be a lot of things, there's a lot of like change. I'm getting this particular thing is like whatever work you were doing with your inner child wounds is going to show up physically in a new shift of frequency and also opportunity. And you're going to see like, oh, that actually makes sense of like what I was thinking, or oh, this feels like I was asking for this like months ago and now it's finally here, but am I aligned to it? Does it make sense for me financially to make an investment in this? And even with the investments, I wouldn't even just push on making those decisions at the moment. Don't feel forced to do it. That's why I keep feeling like somebody wants to force you to make a decision right then and there. But you don't have to. You can actually take your time. You can actually take your time. Get excited about the new beginnings. Get excited about the new things that are coming up. But don't feel like you got to rush and make a decision. Because the 7 energy isn't about rushing. It's about connecting. It's about experiencing. It's about learned lessons and using your learned experience and your learned lessons to guide you in the decisions that you make moving forward. So that's why it's a good time to be introspective and reflect on how you got to this point, how you healed your inner child, how you've been healing your inner child, and how that reflects in the work that you're doing now. Because here's the thing, you're going to see that some of this stuff is going to start showing up as a reflection of the work that you've been doing. This is about reflecting. This month is about reflecting. But yeah, that makes sense. So let's see. Interesting. Oh, that makes sense. So for the Unshakable Peace deck, we have the number 24, which is anxiety isn't trying to limit you, but free you from a situation that no longer feels good. What is your discomfort trying to free you from? Woo! Woo! Look at that. Look at that. So, when this card shows up, it is very clear, like anxiety isn't trying to limit you, but free you from a situation that no longer feels good. So I do feel that there is anxiety around this new beginning, this new shift, this new change, and new opportunity that's coming up. It could be anxiety around like feeling like imposter syndrome. And you were, this is what I'm getting. You were asking for this change. They keep saying, you were asking for this change. However, you don't feel like you're ready for it now. And so there's anxiety that's been built up on like what it is that you feel you need to do and what decision you need to make. And it's like they're asking you to sit with the emotions that are coming up for you during that time. Whatever it is that comes up, sit with it, meditate on it, and ask yourself, like, why am I stopping myself from growing? Why am I trying to hold on to this thing that feels comfortable? So a lot of people don't know how to deal with change much, and so when you are in a space in a year of change, you're going to have to be able to really sit in the emotions that come with it. So know that you don't have to force yourself to make a change, but you don't want to sit in that emotion of anxiety all the time because it's literally just trying to push you. Like when you get out of your comfort zone, which is all what the 5 is about getting out of the box. 4 is about the box. 5 is about freedom from the box. So when you are freeing yourself, it's like a caged bird is afraid to like fly, and so it sits in a cage, but you're free. So like you can go, so it is one of those things where that anxiety is starting to bring it up for people, what it is that you need to release yourself from. There's a lot of releasing. That's something I talked about in the calendar as well. There's a lot of releasing from that, you know. So yeah, I think that is a good message for my personal year 5s. Also, I'm a personal year 5, so it's a good message for me. But I can feel that too. I can feel that very much. So if that resonates with you, let me know. Put that in the comments. Let me know what's going on. And also, if you are still here with me, thank you so much. Thank you. Share this with your people. Don't forget to like the video, please, and try to subscribe and let me know what's up. Let me know what's up. So let's go on. Let's move on. I do see a retracted message. I did see something about Chiron, but yeah, definitely about Chiron energy. Wounded healer. So let's move on to personal year number 6. Personal year number 6. We are here, and you all are in a mini peak during your 9-year cycle. So I am always interested to see what's going on in your realm. But if you are personal year number 6, that means that you are a personal month during February 2025, a personal month number 8. Okay, number 8. I love 8. I love the energy of 8. 8 is an amazing energy, simply because, I mean, you know, it may have a little something to do with me being a life path 8, but hey, it is what it is. So 8 energy. 8 is all about karma. It's about money. It's about power. It's about karmic cycles and putting in what you get in and getting what you put in, or what you put in is what you get out, you know. So it's all about how you take control of your life, in a sense. It's about bringing that wisdom and independence and bridging the gaps between the two, and helping, supporting others as well. So like, how do you take control of your life? How do you show up? And that 8 energy is about really taking the risk and reaping the rewards or the losses of it all, you know. So it is a very much like powerful number, and you'll see that 8 is going to bring that you know, fun, high energy, but it's like, I really care about my life. I really care about what I do with it, and I am not playing about the decisions I'm making. So 8 and 2, let's just put this in hindsight. 8 is also a spiritual number. It's about that spiritual wisdom that you have. And in relation to the 2 energy, but 2 is about partnerships and collaborations and intuition and patience, you know. And so in connection with this 8 energy, you'll find yourself in this space that can really start really like different opportunities of trying to find out who you truly want to be, and who you truly want, how you want to navigate the world in the midst of other people is going to start showing up. Are you that manager? Are you that boss? Are you, you know, being a boss of your own life? Are you healing through the karmic cycles that you experience? And if you didn't, then it will reflect what you didn't work on this past year, few years, whatever, how long it's been. But this is going to start showing up like, all right, I need to make some moves. Okay, so that kind of came out. Let's see. I don't even know. I mean, I guess I can take it off. Let's see. Did he want me to take it off? Yeah, let's take it off. And it all came out at once. That's interesting. Okay. Interesting. So, the 8 energy, please know that, like, when I talk about 8 and money and stuff, like, people think like, oh, 8 is about getting money and this and that. 8 is not just about getting money. Okay, like 8 is about really taking hold, a really good mindset on the risk that you're putting in and what you're wanting to get out. It's about karmic cycles. It's about really knowing like, hey, I'm going to take a risk on myself, and I'm taking a chance on myself. And then this is like, you probably won't even see the rewards of it until way later, maybe. Sometimes it's immediate, sometimes it's not, okay? So the cards that kind of came up for you during this time is the number 67, which is physical activity. 67, physical activity. I can see that. Some interesting stuff there. Number 57, which is teaching and learning. Teaching and learning. And then number 85, which is follow your dreams. It's follow your dreams. And then number 32, which you also got the number 32, which is music. Music, music, music. Now, let's talk about it. So, one of the things that came up when I saw the physical activity card and the number 57, which is teacher and learning. So you got 67, 57. This is like, you just, and the thing is, I'm saying this because it's coming, you're coming out of that 7 month that you had just in January. So I know it's a really reflective time. So February, the beginning of it, excuse me, the beginning of it is really starting to kind of get moving. Like, you need to start getting the energy moving in your body to kind of get whatever you were processing during that 7 month in January, you want to start getting that out. Okay, so the physical activity, if you're sitting too long, get up and stretch. If you, I mean, I know it's still cold in certain places, but like, go outside and walk, you know, or at least take a few like deep breaths and try to get oxygen through your body in a sense. So you want to keep in mind that 7 energy is showing up because you're still kind of moving out of that reflective mode and moving into like active mode, if that makes sense. 8 is an active energy. 7 last month for you was more of introspection. It was more like quiet. It was more inside. Whereas now 8 is bringing that out into the open, and the energy is very like spiritually and physically aware of what's happening to you in the day-to-day life. Okay. So the physical activity, you really want to get that moving. I would say try joining a class or a cycling class or walking group or something where you're moving your energy, because that is where the energy, you don't want it to get blocked. Okay. The teaching and learning. So whatever you experience and what you were experiencing before, if you are looking to open something up for yourself, and that 8 energy really is about like moving in a direction that is for your path, and if you're looking to help other people with what you experience, like this will be a good time to look at how that looks. So I'm getting, for a group of y'all, there's some of y'all who want to start classes, y'all want to start doing things, y'all want to start moving energies around and supporting other people and like what you experience. So if you are someone who experienced a lot of loss or a lot of karmic cycles, or we all experience loss and karmic cycles, but sometimes more people who experience it more in a harsher light, in a sense, and you want to help other people in doing that, you guys are asking you to not only take note of what it is you've learned, but apply that to helping other people. And so that could be in teaching, that can be in mentoring, that can be in helping. And so they're really saying like, now you kind of moved out of that space of just like heartache or like loss or something of that sort, where they're like, oh, I need to move in the direction that is helping and supporting other people. Let me truly learn what I've learned and help other people learn what I've learned, if that makes sense. So that also goes to the following your dreams card. I mean, this is clear as day. So they're calling for you to start following your dreams. 8 is a good energy for you to start moving in that direction of what it is that you really want to do. You're in a personal 6th year, so that means that this is about creation. You're in the year of creation for you. This is a year where you're balancing everything out. So whatever it is you're trying to create, whatever it is that you're trying to move forward on, this is a good year to do it. I mean, a good month to start. So I do see in the beginning, it's more of like, I'm moving out of that 7 energy that I was in, and I need to start getting things moving. And I want to, plan a little bit more of like how I want to teach about what I want to do or what I've been through, or mentor, or like I'm taking inventory on what my lessons were in the beginning of this month. Whereas in the end of the month, I do see you moving into a space of following your dreams, starting whatever it is that you want to start. It could be you're into music. It could be that you're into music. It could be that you're really wanting to start a group. I do see people like starting a mentorship group or joining a mentorship group or starting videos and talking about their lessons that they've learned. And like, you never know how much that can help other people, you know? So if you're looking for that permission, give yourself that permission, because your guides are giving it to you, and allow yourself to really show up in the world that you're still giving, but you're still feeding yourself. You're still nourishing yourself. You're still being there for yourself. And you're doing that by showing up and following your dreams. Now, the music card, again, this is a good way to like really highlight what frequency you're on. And so if you're feeling like doubt about, you know, the direction you're taking or whatever the case may be, you want to make sure you take that time, listen to some music, dance, get that physical activity going, and really like raise your vibrations so that you are in a higher state. And that way, none of this other stuff that's coming up in the collective, and like, this is probably the first one that I didn't see with a lot of family stuff coming up. So like, I don't really feel like you're being touched by this, because you're really like, I learned a lot and now it's time for me to move in the direction that I want to go in. And so this is your path. This is your journey. So keep your vibrations high, and remember that like, your true group of people that you want in your life ain't going to be able to show up unless you do. So let's pull a card. Oh, okay. That one came right on it. Y'all, you listen, you can't make, what? It literally flew out. And I just said this. Number 12, your true tribe can't show up until you do. How can you show more of the real you? Listen, you can't make this up. You hear me? You can't make it up. You can't make it up. Like, you need to start a YouTube channel. You need to start posting them reels. You need to start, you know, playing your music and recording yourself and doing it. You need to start knitting and showing people how to do it. You need to start, whatever it is you need to do. Like, you need to start painting. You need to start showing how to organize closets or something. Like, whatever it is you need to be doing, you need to be doing it. Follow your dreams, because the people who truly want you to, or who really want to learn from you, are going to find you. The people who are meant to see you will see you, but they won't see you until you show up. They can't show up for you until you show up for yourself. You can't make this up. I do feel with this group, there's a lot of knowledge that you have. So this is a time to really start putting it out there. So that's your message. If you enjoyed that, please let me know in the comments. Please let me know how you feel. And if you want any personal readings, like, you can go and click the links in my description box, and visit me at queensoflitdreams.com just to see like what it is to, like, personally for you and how that works out for you. So again, thank you so much for watching this. If you're still here with me, thank you so much. Just chilling with me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we got that. Now let's move on to personal year 7. Personal year 7s. So if you are in a personal year 7, your personal month for February 2025 is a personal month number 9. Okay, so you are in a personal month number 9, and this is a month where, yes, there will be more endings taking place, because 9 is about endings. It is about, you know, humanitarianism. It's about giving to others. It's about showing up and like you're having your like a balance between your idealism, your responsibility, your ambition. And a lot of the 9 energy is about completion and releasing and ending a cycle and ending and beginning a new one, you know. So so in relation to the 2 energy, you may find that this is going to start coming up for your relationships particularly, and your connections. So like some of the stuff that I feel like for some of y'all weren't connecting well with some old people that you were friends with, or that you were really close with. And so it's just like, I do see like doors closing and I see other ones opening. But this is like, and for some people, this is very difficult. This is like a very difficult space to be in. So, or it has been, and you're like, okay, now, or yeah, there's going to be a few things here. There's a few things here. The 7 energy is you're very introspective at the moment. You're like I see people writing. I see a lot of people writing actually. So if you're like looking at writing a book, if you're looking at writing a book and you're looking at maybe starting a blog or something of that sort, like I do feel like this is a good time to get those things in order. It's a reflective time for you. Very, very reflective time. So let's see. Let's get one more. Let's see. Let's get one more. That's so interesting. Oh, whoa. Wait a minute now. All right. Let's see. It's interesting energy right now. All right. So what I'm getting right now for this group of people, the first card that you got was the number 78, which is spiritual career. 78, spiritual career. Number 4, which is perseverance. And then number 66, which is healing. This is another group that has the healing card. And then the number 13, which is effort. This is effort. Got you. So what I'm seeing here, let's just be real. And I was mentioning it earlier. I was just like, there's some heavy energy around like moving through shift and change. And like this month is going to bring a lot of like shift and change for you because you're seeing past illusions. And so with the spiritual card, like this is in a space like, and this is more of if you started a spiritual career, or you're looking to start a spiritual career. This card is really for you because right now, like in the 7th year, you're in the 7th year, which I'm not surprised people are wanting to start more of their spiritual work in this space because you're in a spiritual space right now. The number 2 is also a very spiritual number. So you're going to be finding that you're really wanting to move in that direction of not only doing a lot of healing with other people, but doing a lot of healing for yourself. And so this spiritual work can be, I don't know if you are into body work. Some people are very much into body work. It can be like showing up on YouTube, doing readings, doing all those things. And then also it's another space of just like really tapping into your spirit and letting that drive you in your career. But this spiritual career card is like not surprising for me because I can feel that that's something that a lot of people are trying to move into, or if they've done it already, there's a shift in how they're showing up in their spiritual career right now. So this is like a focus at the moment. So if you are feeling more connected to doing a spiritual career or having a spiritual career, this month is going to show up, especially right now, show up in a way that you're like, oh, okay. And not for some people, I also see that there's a newness to their spiritual career. So like some people may have just started a spiritual career, and now this month is going to be bringing up like, let's release some of the things that we need to release in order for us to really highlight what our career should be or what our spiritual career should look like. Now, the perseverance card comes up because it's a time where it's a reminder of like your perseverance. It's a reminder that like even when times get tough and times are hard, you still have to persevere. You still will persevere. And your guides are really asking you to start putting more trust in yourself and trusting them that they're going to meet you halfway in the work that you're doing. I do feel like some of y'all are feeling very defeated and feeling like I'm just not enough. Excuse me. It's just like I'm not enough, or I don't know if I can do this work, or just very, like a lot of doubt, a lot of feeling defeated from shifting. So this month is going to bring some endings in your life that are going to require you to be strong and persevering in this change. Okay. But I do see that the perseverance comes from the illusion of what you thought things should have been. And the 9 has a good way of showing you not only what you thought it should be, but what it actually is. And so the perseverance is what you need to start working through and start moving through in that sense. In order to do that, the the support that you need is through healing. It's the number 66. That's the healing card. So that means getting in contact with practitioners, meeting people where they can support you on a spiritual level, getting physical work done on your body, and like, you know, getting a massage, doing things that are actually going to heal you in the process. Okay. So keep in mind that it is a journey. It is not something, it's not a race to get to that point, but you also need to know that, they're also saying, they're saying a lot around just like believing in yourself and believing that you can actually work and get the dreams that you desire. You can achieve the goals that you want to achieve, but the blockages, that's what they want you to remove, is like the blockages that you may have in your life at the moment. That is very much on in a space of it's just mental. I see a lot of mental blockages, like a lot of mental blockages where, and if it doesn't resonate with you, take it or leave it, whatever, it doesn't matter. But like the blockages there are like really telling you that you don't belong. Excuse me. Stop telling yourself certain things that you shouldn't be telling yourself, okay? I do see some people looking into hypnotherapy, or self-hypnosis, or really diving a little bit deeper into why they think the way they think, whether it's ancestrally, karmically, or historically on this plane, you know. So yeah. Oh, thank you V, thank you. I hope y'all are enjoying this. But yeah, so yeah, there's a lot. No, we're on the year 7 right now. So there's a lot of like mental things that you're like telling yourself, that they're like, hey, stop telling yourself this. And it's like a lot of throat chakra activations. Jeez Louise. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna show up. This shows up like that. Excuse me. So yeah, there's just get some. There's some like work that needs to be done here in the throat area, and it's more so like you really putting the effort into healing, to remain perseverant and stuff. It's like they really want you to move past this whole belief system thing, or this. You're telling yourself a story that doesn't resonate anymore. This 9 energy is going to bring that out of you. You're telling yourself a story that doesn't resonate anymore. Stop comparing yourself to other people in this field that you're in, but don't compare yourself to other people. Do not look at this as like, how is it that they're really showing a lot of different things. They're like, all you need to do is take one step at a time. I hear the song One Step at a Time by Jordan Sparks, but like no need to rush, learning to fly, falling in love. Like there's all these different things, but I'm like, wow, they're really saying it's just mental blockages, chakra blockages, and they want you to move through that and do healing work in that. This would be a very healing month for you. So I would say connect with practitioners, connect with people. And these practitioners also can be partners of yours too, in your spiritual career. You'll be surprised how much healing you can do when you surround yourself around other healers who are also doing the good work. So, but you have to put an effort, make an effort out there. This is like telling you like, hey, the universe is asking you to take that step to move in that direction, and then trust that things are going to work out for you, and trust that you're not in that space of like, I can't do this, or I'm thinking negatively, or I'm in a pessimistic space. Like they're just asking you to make an effort. It doesn't matter how you show up, just show up, just do it. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So let's and also please be aware that if you're highly impacted by the collective energy right now, take your time to again change your environment, change who you're healing with, change who the people that you're surrounded around. because makes sense. There's some energy here. That's what makes it. So the card that came out with you from the Unshakable Peace deck is the number 42. And it says, oneness is the way. How can you show more compassion and acceptance towards those you don't understand? Okay. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. You're in a 9 personal month. This is a month where you're going to have to show more compassion and more love, and actually show more love to yourself in that sense as well. But you're going to have to make more of an effort to do it. You're going to have to make more of an effort to do that, because we're all connected. We're all literally connected. Oneness is the way. The closer, the quicker you understand that, the quicker it will be for you to know, like, you're not in this by yourself. So changing that environment, changing that belief system, changing how you're showing up for yourself, and showing compassion for other people who you don't get and don't understand. Because just because you don't understand them doesn't mean they don't deserve compassion. You know, you'll be rewarded for how much you extend here, even when you don't have it yourself. Like when people don't extend you compassion, or when they're not showing up for you in that sense, that doesn't mean that you don't extend that compassion. There's a audiobook that I'm listening to currently, and I would highly recommend it. It's called the Let Them Theory, and it's written by Mel Robbins, and it's literally talking about how you just let people, you let them, and then you let me. Like, let them, let me. Let them experience what they're experiencing. Let them believe what they believe. Let them experience life the way they're doing it, or do whatever they're doing, but let me control how I maneuver, how I respond, how I am. And it releases a lot of stress that you're experiencing at the moment. So this spiritual career of yours is the focal point, but your healing behind it and belief system is what is really starting to show up. And this month is going to highlight that. It's going to highlight the illusions that you have been believing in or seeing. And it's going to bring about an opportunity for you to make that shift in what you're believing and seeing. So just know that that's what's about to take place this month. And all you need to do is wake up, decide to make an effort towards what you want to do in your life and in your healing journey. Please, 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 if you have not reached out to a healer, or you are looking to connect with people, like I have some people that you can connect with. V on here is someone you can connect with. but look at that. Do some healing work and ask your guides to like support you in that journey. Okay? That's it for the personal year 7. This 9 month is going to be an interesting month. Please put in the comments, let me know how that resonates with you, and like if you are experiencing this already, because you should be experiencing something a little bit right now, especially if it's in the dreams or like in your physical life. There's just that energy is going to be showing up for a lot of people in this group of people. So you say, yeah, the throat, man. There's a lot of Gemini stuff, communicating, speaking out. Yeah, like there's a lot happening with the throat chakra. That's why I was like, the throat chakra is either blocked, or it's like I need to show up in a way that I haven't been able to, and I need to express myself in a way that I haven't been able to, and I need to, like, that's what I need to do. So like I'm like, whew, this is a lot of stuff happening. So I'm extending some love and compassion, and don't be afraid to be you. Okay, don't be afraid to be you, because you have an important role in this world, and allow the world to show you what that is. Okay, allow the world to show you what that is. Okay, so let's move on. If you're here with me, thank you so much. Let me know in the comments if that relates to you. And if you're looking at you want to get a reading, a personal reading or a session with me, definitely click the links in my description box. And thank you for being here with me. Also, if you want that calendar, go ahead and get the calendar too. You said speaking out in a way we haven't been before. Yeah. It's like speaking out. And the thing is, a lot of people I also feel like are fearful of speaking. there's a shift between different people. Like there's people who are moving in a higher frequency, and the words that they are using to communicate doesn't align with the people who are not in that same frequency. So there is a level of bravery that has to happen in order for you to actually show up in a way that's not blocking your throat, or you're not fearful, and those people who don't understand exactly what you're saying, how you're showing up, what you're communicating, what you're verbalizing, it is not necessarily for them to understand quite yet. When they get to that level, then they will receive that in a different light. But you still have a lot of people who are on that level who need to hear what you are speaking or saying or needed to say. And it's healing for them. It's healing for them. And it will be healing for you to actually do it too. So take that message however it works, however it fits. So yeah. All right, let's get some water. Okay, so moving on to the personal year 8. Personal year 8. If you are in a personal year 8, that means your personal number, personal month number is the number 1. And it is an interesting space to be in. So we're in a personal month 1, and you're in your year 8. So that means a lot of stuff is about to be happening, okay? A lot of newness, a lot of beginnings, a lot of still shedding. So whatever you did not shed in January, you will be shedding in February. And I say this with the kindest heart, because the 1 has a way of making it about you. You're like, I'm thinking about me. I need to figure out how I'm moving in my life. I need to figure out what I want to do with my life. And this is all about me, 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 me. The 1 brings it about you. Whereas the 2 energy, it being universal 2 energy, you're in a space of like, everybody's kind of emotional and may feel that you may be selfish a little bit. Okay. So just know that that's a possibility of what's coming up. He said, yes, you're on a point. I can't speak, but maybe it's not the right environment and people. Yeah. Figuring out the how and what to put my voice out. Yeah. Speak. Like, it's hard. And trust me, I know what you're going through. So, it is a space that you really want to like step out of your comfort zone, and the message will get to the people that it needs to get to. The how is the now. Don't necessarily know the how. It's just showing up. This is the first time I'm doing a live, so I'm sitting here like, this is how I'm showing up, I guess. But much love to you. I love you so much. So yeah. All right. So that 1 energy is definitely going to be, bringing some newness up, and be mindful that, even if you're starting new projects or you're starting new things, you want to keep in mind that it is a good time for you to check your ego, because the 1 will bring about the ego. The 1 is about the ego. It's the physical plane. It's like, I'm going to do me, 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 but it's absolute. So, let's see. This is the messages that are coming out for you. Let's see. Personal month 1s. Yep. Well, okay. Oh, well, these are coming out. All right. So, excuse me. All right. So here's what's coming up. The cards you got was the number 41, which is self-discipline. Self-discipline. That's another card that another group got. Actually, this came out like maybe 3 times this whole time. And then the number 9, which is completion. Number 87, which is synchronicities. And the number 71, which is health. Okay. So here's what I'm getting with this. You're in an 8 personal year. So that means like you're in high action energy. It's high action energy. It's it's a lot of karmic stuff that may be taking place, and a lot of things that, like, a lot of projects you want to do and start, a lot of different avenues you want to start taking. Like, you could be a little scattered, but it could be very, like, intentional. And so I would encourage you to be very intentional. But, like, whatever it is that you were starting, I feel like some of y'all started something last month, as in January, but there are some things that could drive your attention in different directions. This is what I'm getting, is driving attention in different directions, and it's more so because you are still holding on to some of the stuff that you should have been letting go of. Like I said, whatever you didn't let go of in January is getting let go of in February for you. So that also just kind of brings into this whole completion thing, which I feel like some of this stuff is like you're really having a hard time completing the cycle that you may be experiencing at the moment. Now, the self-discipline card is actually calling for you to not only be self-disciplined in your work, but it's also asking you to be self-disciplined in your belief system and, like, your spirit self, your spiritual self, because whatever it is that you're doing, like with the 8 energy, which is your personal year, you still want to be very much in connection with your spirit, because it's a very spiritual number. So, like, it's, again, what you put in is what you get out. If you are not disciplined, then you're not going to show, it's not going to show any results. You're not going to see the results that you want to see in that sense. So the discipline also for you, what I'm getting is that it's like motivation as well too. Like, you need to be motivated to do whatever it is that you want to do in order to stay disciplined in doing that and showing up every day. The hardest thing here is that is showing up for you in this space is that whatever it is that you haven't let go of is why you can't stay disciplined. Even though your focus right now is the discipline. So pay attention to the beginning of the month is like being very disciplined in your actions and how you are starting your new group stuff or your new career stuff, or even in just your own processing, like being very disciplined in that. But notice that the completion aspect of things has to kind of take place this month. So don't be surprised if this universal 2 month is bringing energy in that is releasing some of the people and things that you need to release in order to complete that section of life so that you can move into whatever it is you want to do. Now, the synchronicity part of things, number 87, it's all about the manifestation aspect of things. So, like, pay attention to your guides and what they're giving you. They're giving you things based off of the work that you've been doing. Okay. So ask and be very clear with your guides around what type of signs you're looking for, you know? So there, like I said, in a different section, like, the signs are there, but we're not looking, you know, we're not really looking at it. So, so this is calling for you to actually bring about more connection to your guides in the way of synchronicities. Pay attention to what's starting to line up, because it's basically lining up based off of your mindset. Okay. Not only is it just your mindset, but it's your your belief system. It's your environment. It's your connection to source. It's your, it's like some of the things that you've been carrying, you know? And so they're all kind of showing up in the physical synchronicities based off of your mental and spiritual beliefs and thought process. Okay. So pay attention to the synchronicities that are showing up for you. The signs. Ask for the signs. Ask for the signs. Okay. Now with the health card, this is what I am going to get. I am getting this. So the health card. Now, with your health, because it's 71, you started with 41, you end with 71. So health is if you haven't checked out my 2025 forecast for the year, please check it out. But health is one of the hidden themes that are showing up in this year. Okay. So not only is the health card coming up because it's like, maybe, you know, you need to pay attention to your health more, but it's also showing up because, like, what you physically and like, or what you're spiritually believing is going to manifest physically in the body, or just in your health, the health of your relationships, the health of your mind, the health of your spirit, the health of your physical body, So like all the emotional health, so like all of these things are going to start showing up because that one energy will bring it up to the surface. Again, because the completion of the 9 that you had in January, if you haven't let go of some of that stuff, the lingering effects of it can it can impact your health in that sense. So they're asking you to pay attention to it a little bit more, drink more water. They're saying that they said don't ignore what your body's telling you. So I just keep getting that they're giving you a lot of signs, but you don't want to have to wait until the signs have been so clear and you ignore them, and then something happens to where you're like, now I'm forced to pay attention to that now, so yeah, like pay attention to that, pay attention to your health, and also just know that like even when it comes to your health, like being disciplined around your health and taking care of yourself. This is about taking care of yourself. The 1 is about the me. It's about you. This is all about you. So, yeah, pay attention to that. A lot of spiritual synchronicities here. All right, let's get some messages. Whoa, okay. What is this? All right, cool. Now here we go. That's what. So, you got the card number 2. You can radically change your results by shifting your beliefs. What belief is limiting you? You can't make this up. You can't make that up. Look at this, is a beautiful card too. But it's just like, this is all about you. The 2 energy is going to bring up some of those beliefs. They're going to bring it up for you, and that's what impacts you. That's what's impacting your health. So if you believe a certain thing, then physically it's gonna start manifesting. So it's like you can radically change your beliefs, your results by shifting your beliefs. So what beliefs are limiting you? What beliefs do you want to change? What is it that you believe in, like that you are not able to do, or that you don't deserve, or that you don't, you can't experience? Like, what is it that you're believing that is actually stopping you from completion? Because that's the thing, is like, it could be beliefs that you've developed in a previous life, developed in this life, developed from your ancestors or people who have passed it down, your environment, the whole 9, so that like you're going to have to look, because you're in a personal year 8, which is all about manifestation. It's about abundance. It's about, what you are truly manifesting, what you believe, what your beliefs are is what you're going to manifest. And it's in the 1, you're in a 1 month. So that's going to be showing up significantly now, because if you ever see like 1111 or 111, these are all belief things. These are all like manifestations. So what you believe is what you actually going to get. So if you want to change your results, you got to change what you believe. And that's the message for you. I hope that really helps. Please put in the comments. Let me know if that resonates with you. And if you are still with me, thank you so much. If you want a personal reading, go to my website, queenswithlitdreams.com. And if you're still with me, thank you so much for kicking it with me right now, because these messages are hitting. They're hitting. So thank you again. Also, don't forget that there's a workshop coming up on February 7th about, understanding your spiritual gifts. So if you want to join that, let me know. Click the link in the description box, and I will get with you. So let's move on to the last year. Woohoo! All right. So we have personal year number 9. Personal year number 9. So if you're in a personal year number 9, then the rest of this energy, of this collective energy, is like doubled for you. Okay. So the energy that I read in my calendar, that's for you. And it's doubled. Okay. That means you're in a personal month number 2, which January is a universal month number 2. And it's a personal month number 2 for you. So, I already explained what that looks like as far as what February is. And it is going to bring up a lot of energy around relationships, a lot of energy around your connections with people, and like you're feeling, you say, Anastasia, yes. So this is for you, So like you're going to be feeling a lot of sensitivity, significant sensitivity, not only around your connections, but around your spirituality and your intuition. This is a month to kind of slow down and allow your spirit to like catch up with all the physical changes that happened for you last month. Okay. So keep that in mind. Like the 2 energy, beautiful space to be in, but it's also one of those, like, it's kind of hard when you are trying to navigate all the emotions that come with it. So let's get to these messages for my personal year 9s. Personal year 9s. Man, it's a lot of the same energy that's coming up for a lot of people. But again, your energy particularly, here we go. Your energy particularly is revolving around, is like heightened by the collective energy. So keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind. Let's get another card. Let's get this one. All right, cool. Yep, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, you say I'm just tired body-wise. Absolutely. Absolutely. When your body has to you have to give time for your spirit to catch up to your body. So this is a good time for resting. This is a good time for like rejuvenation, and and you're going to be doing a lot of work internally too around your emotions, a lot of dream work, a lot of illusion work. So like kind of releasing some of the illusions that are showing up in your environment. Like that is like a lot that's going to be taking place. So in the midst of doing all that work, you should be getting rest. Okay. So the first card that came up was the number 10, which is karmic completion. It's the karmic completion card. And the second card that came up, 41, self-discipline. That's another self-discipline card that has come up. Number 27, which is spiritual partnerships. That makes complete sense given that we are in a 2-month. And the last card is number 44, which is environment. Okay, so this is what I'm getting with all of this. Now, again, you're highly impacted by the energy. To start this month with a karmic completion card, that's amazing. That's amazing because you have been doing a lot of work. You've been doing a lot of work, a lot of healing work. And the thing is, there's been a lot of energy where you're just kind of like, I need to heal and I need to get things going. So to start this month with a karmic completion, that's a sign that you don't have to go through that same karmic experience that you were experiencing before. This is a sign that you've done the work and you're able to now reap the rewards on a spiritual level. So now you don't have to experience those same things over and over and over again. Okay. I do feel like this has a lot to do with the relationships and connections that you've had. And so you say, yes, I want to change and work on routine. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's a good opportunity to do this and think about what it is that you want right now, So it's like the 10 energy. I love seeing karmic completion because it's like, whew, I can breathe now where I know that I'm not going to keep experiencing the same thing. Now, I know if like collectively the energy has been really wild, especially coming into this year. And a lot of it is based off of karmic decisions that have been made and set in karmic cycles that have been taking place at the moment. So the karma has already been set. It's already here. Okay. Like it's already done. So the experience for everybody individually is going to be a little bit different based off of your own experience and based off of your own personal blueprint, So it's interesting that this comes up because it's like, you can at least be happy that that's what's taking place. The karmic energy, the karmic cycle of that lesson, particularly that will, whichever one resonates with you, that particular thing is like, okay, I'm moving forward. And the self-discipline card is, again, showing up because that's a challenge right now. Like that's being disciplined in what you really want for yourself is hard because you're like experiencing so many things and you're sensitive to so many things and so many people and so much energy around you. So like they're calling for you to do is start to focus and really start building that motivation to discipline yourself. Okay, this is like a really good way of doing it. And how you can do that is through your spiritual partnerships. The spiritual partnerships card is not only about partnerships and connections you have on a spiritual level, on a spirit realm, whether they're karmic or whether they're soulmates or whatnot. It is about your spiritual partnerships, even in your your physical realm. Meaning, like, you could be working with different people and partnering with them, whether it's spiritual practitioners or different healers or different marketers or different people, like on a spiritual level, and providing that service or providing support to each other, to one another through partnership during this month. So if you're ever trying to, like, for example, like I like to give example around numerology as far as like a personal, a universal, a life path number 9. Say you're a life path number 9 and you're someone who has all these big ideas. You really want to give back to the community. You really want to, like, you're ambitious. You have like a great responsibility around your ideas, but you don't know how to put pen to paper and you don't know how to execute the things that you need to be executed. Say that's the case. Then you would need to partner with someone like a 4 who is all about getting things done. They're all about creating a plan for how to provide results, so like that on a spiritual level is actually very helpful because you have the idea as a 9 and you need the 4 to actually push through and help you with those things. So that is something like an example of how you can have on a spiritual level these different professional experiences or spiritual experiences, So you said I'm a life path 4 with a personal year 9. So yeah, like 4s are really like anal about doing things, going through the shift, going through the change, and they're providing results. They usually provide results. Like they're really good with their hands, so you'll find that like those partnerships will really help you with the discipline in your life. If you're a 4, you need that routine. You need to keep going, and you said I have chronic illness. I want health and lifestyle to be better. Yeah. So that's like, this is going to be very important for you because like health is just watch my 2025 forecast for the year. Health is one of those things that are coming up. The theme that shows up this year is health. And so how you combat that is like looking at how you are, who you're surrounding yourself around, and then the energy and the environment that you're in. You get what I'm saying? So with this card coming up, it is important that you pay attention to your environment. You can start becoming more disciplined and being around the right people, but your environment is what's important. Go out in nature and actually be around people who are on the same frequency as you. The environment, and also I feel like when you're doing this work, you're actually going to shift your environment, and it's a result of you shifting yourself, connecting yourself to people with higher frequencies, even higher than yours, so that you can raise yourself up, and then your environment shifts, so thanks for being here. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. But yeah, like it is it's about shifting your environment, shifting who you are, who you surround yourself around, and also just giving back to the environment in that sense. You're in a personal year 9, so it is a very humanitarian number. And the personal month 2 is all about like connection. It's about connection and patience and intuition. So connecting with people and like being in a humanitarian space and extending compassion and doing these things for yourself and for others can really help you, and not only help you in your environment, but help you in other people's environment as well too. So keep that in mind. That's what this month can bring for you on top of what we talked about in the collective energy. Okay, so let's get a card for the 9s. Let's see, what messages do we need to see? What messages do we need to see? Let's see. Yeah, that's good. We got the number 18, which also ironically goes to 9. 1 + 8 is 9. Your purpose is personal expansion. How can you be more intentional with your choices and live with more purpose? This is your card. This is your card. This month, that's the question you want to go with. Because now you already completed the karmic cycle, and it is literally like, now you can just be more intentional about the decisions you make. If you know your purpose is to expand, that is it, then you literally, there's no limit to it. There's no limits. There's no limits. So you can walk every day with intention and, you know, be intentional about your choices and live more of a purposeful life. Ask yourself, will this fulfill my purpose? Does this show up like in a way that I can feel more fulfilled in my life? You know, is this going to contribute to my personal expansion? Does this work in my purpose? You know, so don't get lost in the sauce. You too, don't get lost in the sauce, but know that that is part of your journey. It's just to expand. And if you know you can't mess it up, like, how much more growth can happen, you know? And with growth, you are, with growth, you're, I mean, you can only really go up from here. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can only really go up from here. You said you were great. I appreciate this today. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. You said the 18th is your birthday. Well, then that message is for you too. Look, it just happened to be like that. It just happened to be like that. But yeah, like, that is amazing. I actually think that's a really good way to end that reading, because it is all about how you expand. You know, don't let the craziness of this world right now lead you down a path of just feeling bogged down. You can be in this energy, it's the same energy as the collective, without it being super impactful to you, because you're raising your vibrations. You know what I mean? So I think this is an amazing thing. I think if you are in a personal year 9, this calendar is literally your blueprint for how to navigate this year. So get the calendar. I'll put the link in the description box. Get the calendar, and literally let that be like your numerology guide to success. Literally. So that is the messages for the personal year numbers. This is my first time doing a live, so please let me know if you liked it. And if you enjoy it, I'll try to fight as hard as I can. Keep going, okay? Keep going. You have people who are supportive of your journey. Please understand that. Like, you have people who are supportive of your journey, and you mean the world to so many people, whether you believe so or not, okay? So yeah, but like, please let me know how you feel, what you think, and put in the comments and let me know like what you would like to see more of. Would you prefer to see me do lives for each individual one, or like one like this where I can timestamp it and do all of them at once? But again, I appreciate all of y'all. Again, if you are looking to join my workshop, the Understanding Your Spiritual Gifts workshop on February 7th, go ahead and click the link in the description box. Join. It's only like $39, I think, but it is, I'm talking about the gifts and everything. I'm talking about it. And then you walk out knowing what your gifts are, or at least know how to figure it out, you know? So again, thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the like. Please share this with your people. I mean, like, we all know we got somebody who needs to hear these messages. So I appreciate y'all, and thank y'all so much for being with me in this journey. And I hope that I can support you in different ways. So I will see you next time. Thank you again, and hope y'all have an amazing February. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.